Hi, welcome to Beau Hannam guitars and ukuleles. In this video I'll be talking about bridge cauls and different tips and tricks and things that I use to clamp on a bridge with 100% footprint and with hot high glue, and also some taping methods that I use for locating so I can clamp up really quickly, and all the tricky cauls that I use on a pyramid bridge. So I hope you find it informative, and please subscribe and whatever that thing is. Hello, welcome to Beau Hannam guitars and ukuleles. Today I just wanted to talk about a few topics that came up in question on Facebook and Instagram, just about how I glue on bridges and the little cauls that I make for pyramid bridges. So I'll go through all that. I'll start with the beginning, I suppose. So I position the bridge, clamp it down, and then scribe around it with a brand new scalpel blade. So a number 11 scalpel blade, and I grab a new one of those every time, and I buy those in the box of 100 for sort of $8 or something, so it's cheap and easy. So I scribe around the bridge, and after I do that I lay down this low tack tape from Stuart McDonald, and I lay a full piece down, sort of about this big. On one end I just make a little tab just so it's easy to pull up. Then I lay this down like within 1/32 of the bridge, and pretend that goes all the way across. And then my router, when I'm routing off the finish, that rides along this tape, it doesn't scratch the finish. So once I do that, then I remove the finish down to the wood, and I use a combination of the Dremel, and I go right up close to like 1/32 of the edge, scribed edge, and then I come in with the Dogleg chisel, and I love these chisels. 21/6 is the width of this, which was 6mm. I ground it down just a tiny bit so it's more like 5mm, and it's probably my most used chisel. And so what I do to secure the bridge is then I get some cheap masking tape, the cheapest masking tape that is sold at my local hardware store, and then I use the scalpel, or a different scalpel actually, because I don't want to ruin my new one, and I cut deeply into it. It's probably about 6 layers thick. It's 30 thou, so it's almost a mil thick. And you can make it as thick as you want. But with that, I butt it right up against, this is glued on, I butt it right up against here, and then I put another one here on the other side, and then one each on the end. And so when I'm slopping the glue down, and I'm not dainty about whacking that high glue on, because I just want to get it clamped up as soon as possible. So I clamp that, whack the glue on, then when I place the bridge down inside these little deep tabs, I know it's just going to be perfect. I don't have to muck around with doing what we used to do in Australia, which was use bolts here and here to stop it sliding around. So this seems to be a much better way. Okay, the next part is the cauls. P stands for pyramid, and this is the center caul. This is just a piece of unshaped plywood. I could shape it a little bit according to the shape of this, but just it's fine in the middle, just flat. The tape is just in case glue gets to it, doesn't glue the wood to the bridge. So these pyramid cauls, what I did was carve out a negative pyramid so it fits over it nicely. So this is a bit of maple, and then there's a bit of micro towel, and then it's just a carved pyramid, and that's just a generic pyramid shape. Wasn't really meant specifically for these, but I mean, it's a pyramid, so. And they work a treat. They don't slide off and they don't mar the wood. And the tape is also for the glue not sticking to it. I should do it around this way as well. So pyramid cauls, really good. The last caul that I have is my clamping caul. These are from StewMac as well. I think this is the 5-inch one. Normally I need the longer ones, but this is a 12 fret to the body. But what the secret is the bottom. So this fits over any brace that I'm working on. So when I am clamping here, the X brace runs directly under this. So this will sit over the X brace. Pretend this is the X brace. It just sits in there like that. And also with classical guitars or the fan braces, I can just clamp straight over the fan braces, and for ukuleles too. And there's always so you put one or two in the middle here, these clamps, and then you always put one on each end of the wing, and there is always, or should always be, a brace that goes under the wings, and so it makes clamping hard. So here's the clamp in place on the top, and if I come in here, you can see the foot is held around, or on top of the X brace, but it's got more purchase because of the caul with the cut in it. I've seen some people, including myself, they have a full clamp block. They have these cut into the one caul, and you know that works, but what's hard is keeping that inside and then placing the clamps in place, and then all of these must be sort of arrayed perfectly, or rather the braces have to be arrayed perfectly to match the caul, and sometimes they're a little bit different. So doing it this way is way easier. So before I glue the bridge on, I've done everything else, I'm ready to go. I heat up the bridge on my high glue pot. I treat the sides to this, and so I just rub it on all over here, and I don't get any on the bottom, but doing that, it just is another level of security to keep the glue sticking to stuff. Another thing you can do, if you drill these holes all the way through, you can or should put some tape over here just so glue doesn't blob out onto the caul. One last tip is don't clamp down too hard, otherwise you get or can get some sort of crinkling the edge. A small amount I would consider okay. There is one more type of method to do, and that is not the 100% footprint of the bridge. Say the bridge is this wide, they'll only remove this much finish. You've got a little step of finish that goes under the bridge. There's two things about that. One, it looks neater and you've got no possibility of screwing up. If you slip with a scalpel blade, you're screwed doing 100% footprint, so there's no chance of that happening with a 80% footprint. But there are certain problems with that which aren't worth it. If you have a belly bridge, like a normal belly bridge, then it's probably okay because you've got all this extra real estate. You've got that much more, and that's a lot of gluing area, and right at the back where it's most needed. But with these old school 1 inch by 6 inch bridges, you really don't have any real estate to not do 100% footprint. You're just asking for trouble if you go in. You kind of need every amount of gluing surface to be stuck to the top with these small bridges, and that's what I do with. I actually just do it with my belly bridges, with my classical guitar bridges and my uke bridges. It's just the way I was taught, and it's just obviously the best. Even though it's a little bit neater, especially with like a sunburst or something, if you have that finish going under, you might not get any witnessing kind of marks here, but how much you get out of it in regard to a better stuck bridge to the top is far outweighs any aesthetic properties that you might think you gain. Last thing I do is rub this with wax so the hide glue doesn't stick. Another trick with hide glue, once you've glued the bridge on and it's clamped and everything and the glue is setting, just leave it fall about 15 minutes. And if you do that, when you peel the tape away, all the excess squeeze out will just come away with it. And because the bridge has been wiped down with wax, you don't get any residue sticking to it. There might be some minimal stuff, but it's like 99% done. It just pulls away beautifully. You just have to wait about 15 minutes.
residue.
So thank you for watching. If you enjoy these sort of videos, please subscribe and hit the like buttons for any videos of mine that you like, and actually any videos of anyone's that you like. And we'll see you in the next video. Thank you very much, and I hope you learned something. Bye.